I remember Dad also trying to lose weight. He would get up early in the morning for a quick jog around Hollis Avenue and then come back. But after a couple times at it, he threw in the towel. Yes, that was Dad. This was also the time when, if you remember, the oil crisis was on, and Dad had to get another car. He had a Cadillac sedan DeVille, 4-door. That's the car he came to get us with at the airport. But the gas was taking a toll on Dad. Had to get a second car, so he got a VW Bug, stick shift. And that was the car he started using to go to work. And he would come home in the evening and tell me to park it for him in the driveway. And I thought that was cool. I couldn't drive at the time, but I still jumped in the car and attempted to park it. That was some cool times with Dad, Anyway, I would take the car up the block. But I made sure not to go too far because the tank always seemed to be on empty. That was Dad. Then there was a time when he came home from work, and like I said last night, the thermostat was at 80 degrees. And he would be mad as heck. But what did you expect from two kids coming from Jamaica, living in 90-degree weather, coming in here in October, late October, and the temperature was in the 40s. And if you all can remember, back then, that was winter. Not like now when it's 60 degrees in October, 70 degrees. That was winter. And we were freezing. Thermostat was set on 68, and he would be mad as heck, but that was Dad, But for him, that was the oil bill going up, and he had to do what he had to do. I remember Dad for being a disciplinarian. Once he came to Jamaica and saw me on the street at night and asked me how come I'm not in bed. I was like, yeah, right. He would always tell us to do well in school, so maybe we could get a scholarship. If not, there was always the army. It seems we all went into the service, except Shareen. Dad loved life, and one of his greatest loves was playing the horses. Like I said before, he was in for a rude awakening when he found out I too had a fondness for the hobby. Dad and I talked to ponies all the time after he discovered I liked them. As a consequence, it wasn't unusual for him to send me up Hollis Avenue to Hempstead Avenue to get him the racing form. Even in the snow, like I said last night, on my bike, he would tell me to go get him the form. Shortly after that, we visited the Big A. As you know, it's Aqueduct. He always asked for my opinion, and I always gave it to him. Then there was a time he took Dwight, myself, and Howard to Saratoga. It was a long ride to Saratoga. When we got there, he dropped off Dwight and Howard on me and went about his business. So I was the babysitter for the day. I remember meeting him at Belmont also, and he was never short in words about this trainer, that jockey, this race. I liked talking to him. It was a very common bond that we had talking about the ponies. I remember too when we first came, and I'd be watching TV, and Dwight, I don't know, he was about 6. I was watching TV all the time. He would come in to switch the channel on. Just get up and switch the channel. And I was like, I was gonna watch him and see how long he's gonna keep this up. One day he came and he switched the channel on. And I put a whipping on it. And he said, I'm gonna tell Dad. I said, okay, go ahead. And I don't know if he did, but I think he did. But knowing Dad, he probably would have gotten another one on top of it. Yeah. But Dwight never touched that channel again. I remember Dad for his gift of gab, as they say. He was always into something, doing something, and talking something. He spared no one, not even his kids. Chris, what's Sherry up to these days? Or what Karen and Overton doing? You know, that was his mantra. He was always saying something, asking about somebody, talking about somebody. Most of the time, like I said, all you can do is listen. Because 90% of the time, you have to ask him to repeat himself. He was a fast talker, as you all know. And that was just that. He was just being himself. I remember Dad on his last birthday. He looked good and didn't let you forget it. I remember him giving his speech to all of us, thanking us for coming to see him. And I remember Dad, even when we last visited 4 weeks ago, he didn't let his situation hinder him. You could tell that he was in pain. You could tell that he was trying to keep a straight face. I remember Dad, as we're about to leave him for the last time, telling us to respect his decisions that he made. And believe me, he was well aware of his faculties when he called us all into that room. I had a little talk with him prior to his death, because he wouldn't eat, and he wasn't listening to Adeline, as she told him. And I talked to him, I told him, listen, Dad, you know, Adeline has been by your side all this time. She's been through thick and thin. And it doesn't serve any purpose for you to give her a hard time. She's just trying to make you as comfortable as possible. So just bear with her and do what she asks. As she said, he would get up and go use the men's room, and she didn't want him to do that because if he fell down, it would be on her. And I asked him to just, you know, abide by her wishes, and even then he would still not listen. Because the last time I was there, he went to use the men's room, and he came back, he forgot to put his pampers on. And Howard and I had to put it back on. It was trying, it was painful, and it only goes to show how fragile we are as human beings. How fragile we are. But we have to give God thanks all the time. Thanking him for our life, the breath that we breathe. Thanking him for letting us get up in the morning. It's not by any magic that we get up in the morning. It's because of God that we get up. And we just have to be thankful for everything. I remember Dad. Yes, I remember Dad. I remember my dad for all the things that he did for me. And I remember my father. I remember my father for loving me. Thank you.